the title of the talk, Solving the Speed Problem. And where my thought to talk on this topic came from, there are just constant questions about how do I get faster on that forum, and most of the answers I see posted, I have this feeling, been there, done that, that is not the answer. But I also have a tremendous amount of very intimate personal experience with the speed problem. Swimming was really the last sport I took up. I did try out for a swim team in 8th grade and was cut from my Catholic grammar school team. This was not a hotbed of Olympians, but they didn't accept me on the team. And then in 9th grade, I ran cross country, and after placing last in a 9th grade invitational out of hundreds of 9th graders, I thought, okay, that's not my sport. And I went out for the swimming team the next year, and it was the first year of the team, so they were taking all comers, so I did get on the team. But I became a distance swimmer by process of elimination. Everybody beat me when we did 25s. Everybody beat me when we did 50s. You know, I kept going longer. And then finally, I found a distance where people weren't beating me as badly. In high school, that was the 400 yards. This whole idea of solving the speed problem, I realized in retrospect much later that it's an extremely emotional thing for us. I mean, after the idea of our first lap, where we're just trying to survive to the other end, once we get past that survival thing, then speed is the thing that we are least rational and most emotional about. And for me personally, it was having this repeated experience. You know, they introduced goggles when I was a sophomore in college, and it was wonderful in practice. It was horrible in meets, because all it did was give me a really clear view of the gun went off, we dove in, and I saw people pulling away. And felt really helpless to do anything about it. So the question is, how do we experience the need for speed? Sometimes you're just in the pool and there's somebody in the next lane and they pull up next to you, and then they start to pull ahead, and you get the feeling, maybe I could stay with them. All right? And the question is, how do you respond to that idea that maybe I could stay with them? All right? But for triathletes, the way in which we experience it is a little more like this. So by the magic of video, I'm running the Ironman backwards. All right, starting with the run, and you can see it's all right, and we can exult. We can even do a flip afterward. On the bike, it's very orderly. If you want to pass, you just put a little more pressure on the pedals, move them a little faster. But it's very orderly, and then, all right. Do you ever feel more vulnerable? Is there ever less of a chance that you're going to think calmly and rationally than when you're in this situation? So there is that, and we need to recognize that this is really different. The problem we face about speed in swimming is really different. All right, so we know the traditional solutions. All right, if you go to any of the forums, you'll see these are the traditional solutions. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to examine each of these solutions, right? Because one of the great motivations is next Friday I turn 60, and I am no less motivated, in fact more motivated, to want to swim fast as I ever was at any time before in my life. And the difference is when you turn 60, you don't want to be wasting energy and time on things that don't work. So you really want to be pretty sure that the things you're doing are going to work. So I took this off the web. I just downloaded it directly from the Active website. And if you've been to Masters or taken workouts out of books or magazines, it looks pretty familiar to you. Right? Pretty much everything in there is about how far and how hard. There's really no information there that kind of measures other than the time you get. So you do your 300-400s, you descend 1 to 3, and let's say you're in the range of 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, you get information. Anybody here train for a bike on a CompuTrainer? Do you not get information literally every single second? You've got feedback nonstop, all right? In the pool, where is that? Where is that feedback, all right? And it's even more important. So there's really nothing in here, honestly, there's nothing in there that's going to make you faster, all right? Because it's bigger lungs, bigger muscles, and faster strokes.